Good morning, students. So far in last class, we have to complete the data pre-processing. There is it. So in the data pre-processing, mainly we have to use what are the concepts? Data cleaning, data integration, reduction, and transformation and discretization. So these all concepts you have to complete it in last class. Data pre-processing. In the data pre-processing, data cleaning, data reduction, data integration, and transformation and discretization. So these are the concepts you have to complete in last class. Now in today's class, we have to discuss that third unit. The main third unit mainly you have to discuss with that classification. What are the basic classification methods, and what are the basic concepts, and what is the general approach you have to follow to solving classification problem, decision tree induction, DTA, and what is the working of decision tree, and how to build the decision tree. What are the methods for the expressing the attribute test conditions? What are the measures selecting the best split? Algorithm for the decision tree induction. So these are the concepts we have in the mainly the third unit. So here in the third unit, data classification. In the data classification means, what is a classification? Simply, you can say that it is a form of data analysis. It's a form of data analysis that extracts models describing important data classes. So whenever you have to extract the models and describing the important data classes, that is simply called it as classification. Like such models are called generally classifiers. Predict categorical class labels. For example, you have to consider, we want to categorize the bank loans applications is a safe or risk. Okay, you have to classify the method by proposed the researchers in machine learning and pattern recognition and statistics. Mainly, we have to use these three areas. We have to use the classification methods. So, why classification you have to require? So, for example, you have to take the bank loans. Most of the people they have to whenever you have to loan is sanctioned, say, or some of the people are they don't repay. That is the risky to the bank. So, like this way, you have to classify the data. Whenever the applicants will have to get safe or risky of the bank. A marketing manager simply can have to analyze the data. What are the applications you are getting from the various customers? So now you have to divide, you have to classify it either safe or risky. You can classify it based on that data. So here you can represent it like this. Suppose a market manager to predict how much given customer will spend during the sale at a particular company, like all electronics. First, this data analysis task we have to example of numeric prediction, where the model constructed predicts a continuous valued function or order value as opposed to the class label. This model is called predictor. Regression analysis is the statistical methodology generally used for the numeric prediction. Hence, the two items are friend to be used synonymously, although the other methods for the numeric prediction exist. Classification and numerical prediction, two major types. General approaches for the classification. Generally, here you have to use the prediction problems, or we have to measure it. Classification and numeric prediction are the two major types of the prediction problems. So first one, classification. What is the general approach for the classification? So here, first one is the data classification. Simply, you can say that it is a two-step process consisting a learning step and classification step. So only two steps are there. Those steps are learning step and classification step. Learning step, simply you have to construct the classification model. Construct the classification model. Whereas in the classification step, the model you have to use it to create the class labels for the given data. That is simply you can say that classification. First step. In the first step, the classifier build a describing predetermined set of data classes or concepts. So here, where a classification algorithm builds the classifier by analyzing or learning from a training set made up of database tuple and their associated class labels. So here we can determine by the class labels attributes. And the second step, the model is used for the classification. First step is used for the learning step. Okay, generally you have to learning step is also called as training phase. Anyway, you have. But whereas in second step, the model you have to use it for the classification. First, the predictive accuracy of the classification estimated if you all use the training. In the second step, the model is used for the classification. First, the predictive accuracy of the classifier is estimated. So what is the accuracy of the classifier? We have to estimate it in the classification. The training set is to measure the classifier accuracy. This estimates to like to be optimistic. Generally, the classifier overfit the data. Accuracy rate is the percentage of test set samples that are correctly classified by the model. So see here, I want to show this diagram, how classification algorithms you have to apply, and that is the what is the learning step, what is the classification step. So here, majorly you have to use the two types of prediction problems you have to. First one is the classification. Second one is the numeric prediction. First, now you have to discussing with the classification. Data classification mainly you have to represent it with the two-step process. One is the learning step. Second one is the classification step. So here, this is the learning step. We have to represent. This is the training data. That is the database. In that database, we have the table like this. That is the learning grade. Name, rank, years, tenure. So Mike, assistant professor, 3 years, no. Mary, assistant professor, 7 years, yes. Bill, professor, 2 years, yes. Jim, associate professor, 7, yes. So Dave, assistant professor, 6 years. Anya, associate professor, 3 years, no. So this is the data you have. This is the training data. In this training data, here you can represent the by using the classification algorithm. You have to classify. If rank is professor or years is greater than 6 years, greater than 6 years. Tenured is S. ఎవరికైతే 7 years కన్నా అబౌవ్ ఉంటుందో వాళ్ళందరినీ you have to give the tenure. If the rank is professor or years is greater than 6, then tenure is S. Otherwise, no. That is the simply you can say that it is a learning step. And the next one is the classification step. In the classification step, testing data, that is mainly we have to process it here. Once you have to getting the data, here Tom assistant professor with the years to tenure, no. Matisa associate professor 7 years tenure, no. George professor 5 years, yes. Joseph assistant professor 7, yes. So here first we have to apply the classifier. This is the testing data. From this testing data, we have to unseen data. We have to consider Jeff professor. You have the experience of 4 years. Tenured S or no? So automatically we have to say the S. Why? Because his rank is professor. Then tenured the S. Yeah. So here, based on that query, is the appropriate classification step is yes or no. We have to taking the decision. First, learning step, understanding, and we have to generate the query. From that query, we have to classify the classification step. We have to take the decision. That is the learning step and classification step. Okay, that is regarding to the data classification. And next one is the numeric prediction. Before discussing about the numeric prediction, we want to discuss with the decision tree induction. What is the decision tree induction? Decision tree induction is the learning of decision trees from class labels, training tuples, decision tree induction is the learning of decision trees what is unseen data means. So here in the table you don't have the that means you don't have that particular information. So we have to, this is defined by the user. So that is the simply can represent it as unseen data. So this is the actual testing data. This is defined by the user. That is unseen data from the testing data. So what the data is, Jeff professor is 4. Is tenured as less. Based on that, you have to this query. So automatically you have to tenure yes. Next one is the decision tree induction. In a decision tree induction, If the rank is professors or years is greater than 6, then tenured as. So if the rank is professor, is it it accepted? Automatically you have tenured as. If the rank is not equal to professor and years is not less than is less than 6, so automatically its tenure is no. So automatically here you have to get the tenure as no. That is the value you are getting here. So either yes or no. You have to represent it here. So if the professor are greater than 6 years, you have tenured as. Otherwise, you write the no. That is the learning and classification step. Next one is the decision tree induction. In the decision tree induction, mainly we have to discuss. It is a learning of decision trees from the class labeled training tuples. Simply, you can say that it is a flowchart like tree structure. Decision tree means it's a like flowchart like tree structure, where each internal node denotes the test of an attribute. That is the non-leaf node. Generally, you have to represent. Each branch represents the outcome of the test. Each leaf node, terminal nodes, holds the class label, and topmost node in the tree is root node. Internal nodes are denoted by the rectangles. Leaf nodes are denoted by the ovals. Decision tree induction ante meer general ga manam flow chart meeku idea undi kada. So like that you have to flow chart like tree structure you have to use it here. So where the internal nodes, so that is you have to represent it as the rectangles, and the leaf nodes, so the ending nodes are there, those nodes are you have to represent it. Leaf nodes are denoted by the ovals. How are the decision trees used for the classification? Give a tuple X for which the associated how the decision trees are used for classification. How what is the decision tree? Just now it's a flow chart like tree structure, and it have rectangles and ovals. Leaf nodes are represented with the ovals, and internal nodes we have to represent it as rectangle. And topmost node, you know that it's a root node. Okay, this is the decision tree induction. So you have to representation of by using the rectangles and ovals. Now these decision trees are used for the classification. So here, given a tuple X for which the associated class label is unknown, the attribute values of the tuple are tested against the decision tree. Class label is you don't know, that is simply the associated class label is unknown. The attribute values of the tuple are tested against the decision. A path is traced from the root to leaf node, which holds the class prediction for the tuple. So generally, these decision trees are easily to convert the classification rules. So either the left side or right side, based on that rules only you have to move it. So from the root node to and the leaf node, we have to trace the path. That is simply there's the decision tree is used for the classification. Why the decision trees are classified so popular? Why are decision trees classifiers are not so popular? Because the construction of decision tree classifiers does not require any domain knowledge or parameter setting, and therefore the appropriate for the exploratory knowledge discovery. Decision trees can handle multidimensional data. The representation of acquired knowledge in the tree form is generally we have to easy to assimilate by the humans. The learning and classification steps of decision trees index are simple and fast. So here, that is the decision tree index algorithms are used for classification. Many application areas like medicine, manufacturing, productions, financial analysis, astronomy, molecular biology. So not only these cases, we have to use the many cases. These decision tree algorithms we have to use for the classification purposes. Decision trees are the basis of several commercial rule index systems. So here, what are the during the tree construction of the decision tree induction? Decision tree induction, whenever we have to tree constructed, attribute selection measures are used. These attribute selection methods are used to select the attribute that best partitions the tuples into the distinct classes. When the decision trees are built, many of the branches may reflect noise or outliers in the training data. Tree pruning attempts to identify and remove such branches with the goal of improving classification accuracy on unseen data. See here, this is the during late 1970s and 80s, some machine learning was developed for the decision tree algorithm, like ID3 algorithm. They have done iterative restore myself. That is the ID3. Again, I have to expand that work concept of learning systems described by the Marin and Stone Hunt. Wheeline later presented, that is the ID3 is represented as the successor of the ID3. Simply you can say that C4.5. C4.5, that is the decision tree algorithm you have to implement, which became the benchmark for the which newer supervised learning algorithms are often compared. Nowadays, you are using the supervised learning algorithms. That is C4.5. That is the algorithm you have to use. 1984, a group of statistics like Friedman, Ocean, Stone, Bayman published the book Classification and Regression Trees, like CART, Classification and Regression Trees. CA represents the classification, C represents the classification, and the RT represents the regression trees. Generally, you have to call it as CART. So mainly it describes the generation of binary decision trees. So these are the mainly representations regarding to the classification accuracy and unseen data. Algorithm generate the algorithm whenever how we can generate the decision tree algorithm. To generate the decision tree from the training tuples of data partition D. Data partition, so here you have to give the input data partition D, which is a set of training tuples and their associated class labels. So here associated class labels and training tuples you have to give in the input. And next one is the attribute selection, attribute list, set of candidate attributes you have to create. And next one, attribute selection method, a procedure to determine the splitting criterion that the best partitions the data tuples into individual classes. This criterion consists of splitting attribute and possibly either split point or splitting subset. So this is regarding to the input. These are the inputs. Whenever you have to go, you get the output as decision tree. So what is the procedure we have to follow? We have to give it taking the input like class labels and tuples, training tuples, attribute list, attribute selection methods. splitting attribute and split point and splitting point subset. So you have to consider all the taking is input and you get the output as a decision tree. So here, first on you have to create a node n. If the tuple in D, that is the decision data partition, if tuples in D are all of the same class, so that is the C. All are same class. What are the data you have? All are, we have to represent it as same class. No higher classes, no lower class. All are, we have to represent it as same class. Then return if the say if the tuples what are the data are there, those data are all our class, then return to n as a leaf node labeled with the class C. So ekkadaithe manaki anni okay class unde, that the leaf nodes we have to represent. If the attribute list is empty, then return n leaf node labeled with the majority class D. Majority voting we have to represent it. Then apply the attribute selection method D attributes list to find the best splitting criteria. A label node and n is the splitting criterion. If the splitting attribute is discrete the value and the multi-way splits allowed, then I not restricted to binary trees. So attribute list splitting attributes. So actually here in the previously you are adding the attributes. Now we have to adding this. Now you have to remove the splitting attributes. Splitting attributes by using the attribute list with the splitting attribute. For each outcome of J of splitting criterion, generally you have to represent it as let J Dj is the set of data tuples in data D and D satisfying outcome J. If Dj is the empty, then attach a leaf node leaf label the majority class in D to node n. Else attach the node returned by generate the decision tree attribute to node n and for return n. So this is the step-by-step procedure of the generating the decision tree. Now, what are the methods for the selecting the best test conditions? So here, the best decision tree inductions algorithms must be provide the methods for expressing the an attribute test conditions and its corresponding outcomes for different attribute types. The test condition for the binary attribute generates two potential outcomes: body temperature, warm-blooded, and cold-blooded. These can be many values. These can be represented in two ways. One is a single marital status. We have to represent it as single, divorced, and married. This is a multi-way split. So here, binary attributes, generally you have the two attributes, either true or false, that warm-blooded or cold-blooded. That is the first method. And second one is the nominal attributes. Nominal attributes have to represent the many values. So single, diverse, married. So here we have the three values for the married status. So binary split grouping. So here married or single or diverse, you have to represent married status. Marital status we have to represent it as single, married, or diverse. And marital status we have to represent it as single, married, and diverse. That is the binary split. Second, and generally attributes are four types. One is the binary attributes, nominal attributes, ordinal attributes, and the binary and multi-way attributes we have to represent. These can be produced the binary and multi-way splits. The values can be grouped as long as group does not violate the order property of attribute value. Small, medium, large, extra large, that is the shirt size. So you know that small and medium, large and extra large, the shirt size. Similar way, here two sizes are represented left side and two sizes are represented the right side. And one size you have to represent the left side, and another three sizes you have to represent the right side. So if the 2 is represented, otherwise 2 with the different attribute values. Shirt size small and large you have to represent it here, but whereas here small and medium represented. In the right side, large and extra large you have represented here in the A figure, and but whereas here you can represent the medium and extra large. Now, what are the measures? So here we have to represent the measures. Attribute selection measures is a heuristic for the selection of splitting criterion that the best separates uh, attribute selection measures is a heuristic for the selecting the splitting criterion that best separates a given data partition D class labeled training tuples into individual classes. So that is simply you can say that is selection attribute selection method. If we can split into the D into the smaller partitions according to the outcomes of the splitting criterion, so each partition would be the Q. All the tuples must that fall into a given partition belongs to the same class. So whenever you have to conceptually the best splitting criterion is one that most closely results in such a scenario, attribute selection methods are known as splitting rules because they determine how the tuples at a given node are to be split. The attribute selection methods provides ranking for each attribute, describing the given training tuples. The attributes having the best score for the measure 4 chosen as a splitting attribute for the given tuples. So like this way, how to splitting attribute is continuous valued for the to restrict in the binary trees. And the tree is created by the partition D labeled with the splitting criteria, branches grown in outcome of the criteria. So here we have the three popular attribute selection methods: information gain, gain ratio, Gini index. These are the attribute selection methods. Attribute selection methods simply you can say that it is a heuristic for the selecting the splitting criterion that is the best separates the given data partition. And class label training tuples into individual classes. This is the attribute selection method. These attribute selection methods are mainly you have to represent three types of measures you have to represent. One is the information gain, second one is the gain ratio, third one is the Gini index. First one is the information gain. In the information gain, ID3 uses the information gain for the attribute selection measure present. So here we have to N is represented holds the tuples of partition D. If the attribute with the highest information gain chosen as a splitting attribute for the node N. So impurity, so automatically you don't have any all attributes are not in the same class. Whereas all are same class, we can say that it is a pure. But whereas here, not in all attributes are not in the same class, we can say that impurity, that is the least randomness of the impurity, these partitions. So resulting partitions you have to reflect it here. Such approaches are minimize the expected number of tests needed to classify a given tuple and guarantees that is simple. 3 is found. So see here, this is the classifying the tuple D information of information gain of D equal to minus of summation of I equal to 1 to M P of I log 2 of P of I. This is the information gain formula. So next one is information gain of the splitting the D into the B partitions. So in the previous command, D part, so D represents number of tuples of the partition D and represented, you can find out the information gain. So if the information gain, that is the D partitions, tuple of partition D have to divide into B partition. So that time you have to apply the formula information of A, that is the of D equal to summation of J equal to 1 to B modulo of D of J by D modulo into information of D of J. So like this way, you have to gain the information gain. So here we have to define the information, the difference between the original information requirement and a new requirement. So gain of A equal to information of D minus information of A of DJ. So like this way, you have to find out the information gain. Other two concepts we will continue in next class, that is the gain ratio and Gini index. If you have any doubts, please write on chat box. And one more thing, most of the people could not submit the, some of the people, not most of the people. Some of the people will not submit the even assignment 1 pending. Who are not submitted the assignment 1, please submit immediately. And second assignment I have to post it on WhatsApp group. So please write on assignment 2 for the DMDW, and please submit within the 28. 29. Before 29, you must be submit this assignment 2. Okay. Maybe next month onwards we have the examination. Let us hope. Thank you.